Hello my friends, welcome to Breaking News Coronation Street. Today, I talk about Coronation Street Weekly Spoiler. Next week's Coronation Street Bethany considers her future and David faces more heartbreak and Jade's plan exposed as Fiz and Tyrone fight to get the upper hand. And now let's get started right away. 1. Bethany's eyes are opened by Carla after Ray compliments Bethany on how she handled a tricky staff issue at the bistro. She has her sights set on the manager position. Quietly convinced Ray is going to make her an offer, she's heartbroken when he announces that he has appointed Aaliyah in the role. After Ray offers Bethany the role of head waitress, she's underwhelmed by the consolation prize. Later, she confides in Carla and admits that she finds Ray sleazy. Well aware of Ray's behavior, Carla reveals that he tried it on with Michelle and made her sign a gagging order to stay quiet. 2. Bethany considers her future spurred on by Carla's information. Bethany realizes that she needs to let Aaliyah know what Ray is really like. However, she's hurt when Aaliyah defends Ray against Bethany's accusations, and orders Bethany to go home and consider her position. With Aaliyah's words ringing in her ear, Bethany turns to Daniel for advice. She's stunned when Daniel suggests she start afresh and apply for a creative writing course away from Weatherfield. As the pair work on Bethany's application, Daniel begins to panic when Bertie seems out of sorts. Will Daniel face fresh heartbreak? 3. Tyrone makes a shocking discovery. Jade's plan to run away with Hope picks up steam, as she tells the youngster that she'll be in touch about their upcoming adventure. Meanwhile, Tyrone and Evelyn are shocked when Ruby reveals that Jade used makeup to create Hope's bruises. They then remember that Jade took Hope to see Dr. Gaddis 2 days after the incident, and that she can confirm there were no bruises. Just as things are looking up, Tyrone is given fresh cause for concern when he discovers Hope's phone and realizes Jade is plotting to take her away. 4. Hope comes clean about Jade. Hope finally comes good as she admits to Christine, the social worker, that Jade faked her bruises and told her to blame Fiz. Despite being faced with the accusations against her, Jade remains adamant that Fiz abused Hope. Later, Fiz's name is cleared, and she returns home to a frosty reception from Hope. When she makes a comment about banning Jade from the house, Hope storms upstairs. After secretly making contact with Jade, she prepares to do a runner. 5. Hope goes AWOL the next morning. Tyrone and Fiz are horrified to discover that Hope is missing and immediately assume Jade has taken her. However, when the police visit Jade, Hope isn't there and Jade claims she knows nothing about her disappearance. Fearing it may be a case of like father, like daughter, Fiz suspects Jade is hiding Hope prisoner in the attic and decides to break into Jade's house. Although she doesn't find Hope, she's horrified to discover a bag containing passports and ferry tickets. 6. Fiz sees red with Jade. Fiz rushes to the police with the evidence, and later returns home to find Jade in the house, with Hope nowhere to be seen. Fearing for her safety, Fiz loses it and bashes Jade over the head with a chopping board. Those crimes sure are racking up. Fiz and Tyrone plan their next step but are left reeling when Jade disappears. Yasmin finds her unconscious in the kennel, and the police soon come to question Fiz about the assault. With Fiz under suspicion and Hope still missing, you could say things are looking a little hopeless. 7. Bernie's revenge on Kel backfires. After Bernie's attempt at trapping Kel using an online persona went awry, Paul faces the possibility that he may never get justice. Meanwhile, Bernie's actions have unintended consequences when a mystery arsonist pushes a burning rag through the letterbox. Chesney arrives home to find Pato written on the window as the fire takes hold inside. Luckily, Abby saves the day when she manages to put out the flames. As Gemma and the Quads head to the hospital to be checked over, Chesney rails at Paul and Bernie for putting their lives at risk. 8. Bye-bye Bernie. In the aftermath of the attack, the police place a car outside number 5 for the family's protection. Too scared to be at home, Gemma is relieved when Freshco offer to put them up in a hotel and urges Paul to try and move on from the past for everyone's sake. As the guilt weighs on Bernie, she's left feeling like she has caused enough trouble for her family and decides that it's time to move on from Weatherfield. Bidding an emotional farewell to her family, Bernie departs, but it won't be the last we see of her. 9. Tim's ex drops a bombshell. Tim gets a shock when his ex-wife Charlie arrives at his door, telling him that she has lost both of her jobs. Viewers know that Tim found out he's an accidental bigamist and has been trying to secure a divorce. With no income, Charlie insists that she can't afford the legal fees, and insinuates she's entitled to half of Tim's wealth. As if Tim's day wasn't bad enough, Charlie reveals she has been evicted and needs somewhere to stay. Desperate for the cash, Tim turns to Kevin. However, when Kevin realizes Tim is only after a loan, he shuts him down and Tim is left with a major problem. 10. Charlie makes herself at home. Tim is thrown by Charlie's demand for £5,000 in exchange for signing the divorce papers, and worse still, is forced to reveal all to Faye when Charlie drops him in it. He manages to buy Faye's silence, and Kevin and Steve come to the rescue with cash after a push from Emma. After handing over the check and begging Charlie to sign the papers at the solicitors, Tim is shocked to see her working at the Rovers later. We have a feeling it might be harder to get rid of Charlie than Tim hopes. 11. Shona leaves the street behind for now. The Platts are still in shock over news that Shona is suffering from memory loss in the wake of the Christmas siege. In a bid to help, David reveals that Shona is being moved to Leeds to receive specialist treatment. With Shona departing for Leeds, David resolves to visit her daily and tells Max that he'll have to spend a couple of nights per week at Marion's. Max puts on a brave face, but with the youngster acting up in recent months, David could be set for a rocky road ahead. Let's hope Shona is well and truly recovered by the time actress Julia Golding returns from her maternity break. 12. Maria is suspicious of Gary after attending her 12-week scan. Maria is delighted to learn that her baby is doing well. When she and Gary show off their scan photo, Sarah and Adam can't resist passing comment. Later, Sarah insists that she's only looking out for Maria as she knows what Gary is capable of, and the women put the past behind them. However, Maria's happiness turns sour when she overhears Gary say "you know I love you" over the phone and jumps to conclusions. Is she right to be suspicious? 13. Abby and Kevin continue to butt heads ever since Abby kissed Ray at the New Year's Eve party. It seems like her and Kevin's romantic chemistry has hit a wall. When Abby shows up late for work after a night out with Ray, jealous Kevin storms off, leaving Abby to manage the garage by herself for the rest of the day. Later, it's Abby's turn to storm off when Kevin makes a sneering comment about her finding a sugar daddy in Ray. Come on, you two, sort it out. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye my friends. Subscribe to me for the most interesting updates.